Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, whatever you want to do. This video I'm going to be talking about my Contiki experience. Basically the ins and outs of Contiki. I'm just going to be like answering some questions, like some general questions. Like nobody's asked me these questions, but like some people have asked me these questions, but just general questions I'll be answering for this video. And yeah, let's get started. Number one, what is Contiki? Contiki is a tour group for ages 18 to 35. They go all over Europe, Asia, Australia, Canada, like pretty much everywhere. Like everywhere you can think of going is like where Contiki goes. They're pretty awesome. They're very accommodating, especially when you're booking a tour and whatnot. They have pretty good deals on for tours most of the time, but yeah, they're just basically a tour group made for travelers, like young travelers that don't have a whole lot of money. At the same time, it is kind of expensive. Okay, anyways. Second question, where do Contiki tours go? Basically just fucking answer that. They go to like Europe, Asia, Africa now, Australia, Canada, States. They pretty much go everywhere that you can think of. My third question, how long are the tours? They're pretty long, like, sorry, some of them can be pretty long, some of them can be pretty short. You can pick one for like 4 days, or you can pick one for like 2-3 months. It really depends on what you want to see, how long you want to be with Contiki. All the places that you want to go to, you can select on their site. It's very accommodating, like I said earlier, to where you want to go, what you want to see. Fourth question, would you go with Contiki again? Yes, I would, especially if I was going to a different country. If I was going to the same countries that I went to already with Contiki, no, I probably wouldn't go with the Contiki. But it's a great starter point, especially for beginner travelers. So, because if you go by yourself, it's even better. Like I went with Frankie, my friend, my best friend. But I think if I would have went alone, it's scary at first, but it's honestly the best life experience that you could ever have. And Contiki just makes things 10 times better. Like they just really relieve you of a lot of things where you'd freak out about like when you're traveling solo. It's definitely, like I said, it's a great starter point. Say if I was going to different parts of Europe again, I would probably definitely go with Contiki. Depending, I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I love Contiki, they were awesome. Would you recommend this trip / tour group? The tour that I went on was the European Trail tour. So we went to 13 countries. We went to France, the UK, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Austria, Budapest, Slovakia, Slovenia, Italy, Switzerland, France. I don't know if I said that one already. France. I forget. There's literally so many freaking places that we went to. I honestly just don't even remember all of them now, but there was 13 in total. So it's a long trip. It was about 24 days or 24 nights or something like that. It's a long time. You're definitely gone for like a month, but in my experience, like a lot of people, other people felt homesick by like the first week. When I was there, I was living the life. I did not want to come back home. Like we were in a different place every other day. So I don't know, for me it was just like, fuck yeah, like I don't want to go back home, fuck home. I still don't want to be here. But yeah, so it just depends on how long you want to go for. I definitely do recommend the European Trail though. It was awesome. We went to a lot of different places, like in Switzerland. Some of the other tours mostly bring you to like the main city, which is, I can't remember what it's called, but they bring you to that city. But for my tour, they brought us to this other little city. It was Lauterbrunnen or something like that is where they brought us, and it was like more of like a little quaint, more like a little, it was like a little town, but either way it was beautiful, and it was probably way less touristy than the other place. Yeah, like I said, it just depends on where you want to go, how long you want to go for, but I definitely recommend the European Trail for sure. What was the accommodation like? The accommodation was alright. I mean, it's not 5 stars for sure, and you're in hostels with like 3 other people, 3-4 other people, depending. They do split them, like they do like separate the females and the males, so you're not going to be sleeping in the same room with a guy unless you choose to, but like you can choose to be in a couple or not. Other than that, they're going to separate you. To be honest, the Amsterdam accommodation that we had was shit. We ended up getting bed bugs and it was gross, it was not good, it was definitely probably the shittiest accommodation we had on that trip, and that was our first night all together as a Contiki fam. So good time, you know, like my friend Dana on that trip, she's from Calgary, Alberta, and she got bed bugs and she's allergic to bed bugs, so her whole foot was swollen and black and it was bad. I felt so bad for her. I don't know how she dealt with it, but she was fine. But oh. What was the trip manager and the bus driver like? They were both awesome. They were both amazing. The trip manager, Tom, that we had was awesome. He was so like laid back, but he gave just the right amount of information. He let everybody know where to go. He was like just like a buddy. Like, it was awesome to have him around. He was so chill. I don't even know what to say besides Tom was amazing. The bus driver was also amazing. His name was Yvonne. He was funny. He would tell jokes and stuff. Him and Tom would tell horrible jokes, but they were funny regardless. But yeah, the bus driver was awesome too, and they'd come out with us some nights and it was fun. They'd dance and get wild and it was hilarious. They were both really awesome. What was the coach like? The coach, it's big. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting. A lot more room than I was expecting. It does get kind of crowded, but it's not too bad. I liked it. Like, there's like a little charger port and stuff to charge your electronics. The seats though, they had like this little mesh area where you could put stuff in. They didn't sew the bottom, so everything could fall out, and it was so annoying because every time I tried to put my stuff in there, it would just fall down to the ground. I was like, really? But other than that, the coach was pretty awesome. Speaking of the coach, the Contiki cough is definitely real. I got it within like the first couple days we were with Contiki and going on the bus. It was awful. And it was funny because I brought like every other medication you need for that trip, like Gravel, freaking, like, I don't even know, like Advil, Tylenol, Tums, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But I did not bring flu and cold pills and whatnot, right? I did not think about that whatsoever. So I kind of screwed myself over and I had to use like all my friends' stuff. It was so bad and I feel so bad about it, but like, what was I supposed to do? I was dying. So I was sick for like a week and a half of the whole trip, and you were there for 3 weeks. It definitely sucked. But just be prepared for that because it's going to happen. Everyone got sick on that trip at least once. Well, there were some people that didn't get sick, but most of them, like 90% of the people got sick on that trip. Should I bring a suitcase or should I bring a backpack? Frankie and I brought backpacks, but a lot of people brought suitcases, and honestly that would have been the better fit because the backpack was just hella annoying, and there was mostly elevators in all of the accommodation we had, so it was really pointless to bring a backpack for fucking sure. I wish I would have brought a suitcase because then I would have packed more stuff. I was literally wearing the same outfit like every day, and it was making me mad because how am I supposed to take all these great pictures in all these great countries and I'm wearing the same outfit? I look like trash. Anyways, I was upset about it. So bring a suitcase. It depends on the trip. If you're going to like Thailand or something, I would bring a backpack. But if you're going to Europe, fucking, I don't know, anywhere else, bring a suitcase. Can I bring a friend or a boyfriend on this trip? Yes, I brought my friend Frankie. It's a lot harder to branch out and make new friends if you're bringing a friend or a boyfriend. But if you have that mindset and, you know, if you're open to meeting new people and talking to new people, it'll be easy for you guys. What were the other members on the tour like? From my personal experience, all of the people on our trip were amazing. We literally all bonded like this once the trip was like pretty much over with. We were all so close. At the beginning of the trip, everyone was still kind of cliquey, but most people got out and everyone was completely fine. Oh, there was like no drama. It was amazing. Our trip was seriously probably the best. Like, I don't want to sound like a little arrogant there, like obnoxious, but our trip was awesome. What kind of people is Contiki suited for? It's definitely suited for young people for sure. It depends on what trip you decide to go on. It depends on the people you're touring with too. What's included in what you pay? The accommodation, the travel between countries, some of the meals you get, so like breakfast for sure, like all the breakfasts, some dinners, it depends. What's not included in the trip is the flights. Most of the dinners, like, you're gonna have to pay for by yourself, or lunches. But yeah, other than that, well, the free time add-ons aren't included. You have to pay for those. And what were the free time add-ons like? Honestly, most of them were pretty hella awesome. And you're gonna feel pressured into going and doing most of them because most people on the trip do them. Like there was a couple that I didn't do and I kind of regret it. Definitely try and save up and do all of the ones that you want and that you can, because it's an amazing experience. You're gonna regret not going. Like it's just awesome. Where do I sign up or pay for extra excursions? So you don't pre-pay for the excursions. You're gonna pay for them once you're like on the bus pretty much. Like we didn't pay for ours till like the middle, almost to the end of the trip, and it was like about $900 in Canadian for all of the excursions that we did. Like euro dollar conversion is hella expensive, so be prepared for that. I don't think a lot of people say this, but Europe is expensive. It is expensive, especially if you're from the state, well, maybe not so much the States, but Canada and like Australia. Oh, like it sucks, the conversion rate. Is it only partying / drinking? No, it is what you make of it. Well, obviously Frankie and I were partiers. We're, you know, we're willing to go out and party till 2 o'clock in the morning. So most of the time, yes, we did party and drink a lot, like every other night, but it just depends on what you're into. If you don't like to do that stuff, you don't have to do that stuff. Nobody's pressuring you to do anything. It's your trip. Don't feel pressured if everybody else is going out and you don't want to. Like that's not what it's about. It's about doing what you want to do. It's your trip. It is your experience. Like make it awesome for yourself, because nobody else is telling you what to do. Is Contiki insurance worth it? Nobody really talks about this in other videos that I've watched. When you're booking your Contiki tour, it comes up and it'll say, do you want to buy the Contiki insurance? It's about like $200 extra, but in my case, like, I mean, we didn't really have to use it. It's just like basically a backup plan, right? Just in case anything happens, if you need to cancel the trip, blah, blah, blah. I recommend buying it just in case, because you never know when something's going to come up and you have to cancel. I think it's definitely worth the extra 200 bucks. Depends on what you guys want to do. Maybe you guys have different insurance, blah, blah, blah. But with Contiki itself, it's definitely probably worth spending the extra 200 bucks and getting the insurance. Is there early mornings or is there curfews? Yes, every morning you're getting up at like 6 o'clock to pack your bags and go on to the next place, or you're getting up at like 8 o'clock and leaving to go to your guys' excursions or whatever. You're definitely getting up early, you're definitely not getting enough sleep, but it's worth it, honestly. It's so worth it, like beyond. Like it was so funny when we were in Europe and we'd be getting, you know, we'd be getting up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, but we'd be going to bed before that at like 2 or 3 in the morning, so you're only getting like 2-3 hours of sleep. So you'd think like, oh, you'd have the biggest hangover from that, especially if you were drinking all night, but it never happened to us. Like we would be fine for the next day, and I realized once I got home, it was because we were only getting like 2-3 hours of sleep. If you do get more sleep, you feel the hangover more, but if you don't really get any sleep, then you're golden. So yeah, that's my tip. Don't get any sleep on the trip if you're gonna party and drink the whole time. Ow. Do I need a tip in Europe? Yes. I wouldn't tip too much, but if you guys aren't used to tipping, like in your country, if that's not a thing, it's definitely a thing in Europe. Or no, sorry, what the hell am I talking about? It is not a thing, actually, I don't think. It depends. If you, like when in Canada here, we tip, so most of the time I did give them like an extra euro or 2 just because of, you know, their service and stuff. A lot of people don't tip though, so it really is just up to you, and nobody's pressuring you into tipping or not tipping. It's honestly all up to you. How much travel between countries is there? There's quite a bit. It's like definitely like our probably shortest trip was 3-4 hours. Our longest trip was about 8-9 hours. It's definitely a lot of traveling, a lot of driving in between countries. So you get a lot of sleep on the bus and a lot of time with the others. But it's fun. It's what you make it. Like near the end of the trip, it was a lot of fun because we all sat in the back and it was just a party. But it was we are also sleeping half the time. So it really just, it depends on what you make it. Essentials to bring to Europe specifically. I would definitely bring an adapter, or what are they fucking called? You know what? I'm done. I'm over this video. I'm over it. I can't do it anymore. It's already 20 minutes long. I hate my life. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I'm just kidding. Seriously though, guys, like if you guys have any other questions, just let me know in the comments and I can do a part 2 or whatever you guys want. I don't really give a fuck. Anyways, wow. Yeah, so that was my question and answer video for the Contiki, my Contiki experience. If you guys have any other questions about Contiki itself, you guys can comment down on the video below. comment down in the video below. Maybe give it a like, maybe give it a thumbs up, and subscribe, motherfucker. Yeah. No, but seriously, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I need food. Help! SOS, rip.
Yeah. What you gonna do?